In this episode, we're going to be looking at adding audio to Google Slides. Is this the right product for you? Well, check out the links in the description to see an example. Also, you'll find a link to the quick start guide that you can share with others. And there's a link to the blog for these various videos. Here's a quick preview of what we're going to do with this particular task. On the screen here, you'll see one of the slide presentations that I created for my classes in biology. And what we want to do is take information that is text and add audio to it using Google Slides and an audio capturing software. So basically, what we get is this. When you're in the textbook, you're on page 192, you'll notice a great diagram of some cells. So it'd be a good idea. As you can see, automatically when the students go through the slideshow, the audio starts playing. I've just paused it here. In this video, we're going to show you how to put this together, so you can use this for your own classes. Note that when the students access this, I'm giving it to them as a published link and not necessarily the entire slideshow presentation. That way it automatically plays for them and it gives them all the things that they'll need for that particular lesson in one place. So let's get into how you design this. Here you see that particular slide that I showed you in the example. You know you have audio on that page when you have this little speaker sign. And if I show you the options on that, it'll say that the audio playback is automatic, which is why it played immediately when the students went through and clicked on that link and got to that slide. What we need to do is, because there's no particular add-on, at least not yet, for Google Slides, you have to actually create the audio. And you'll be able to insert that just like you would a picture or a video. But you have to have that audio on your Google Drive. So we're going to show you real quickly some ways that you can get that done. PCs and Macs come with a voice recorder or some type of audio recording software. In Windows, it's called Voice Recorder, and it is not all that sophisticated. You can record and stop, but you can't necessarily edit very well. That's what you see on the screen here is the voice recorder. I like using a program called Audacity. If you used Mac, maybe you used a program called GarageBand. This is pretty similar. And what Audacity allows you to do is record, the record button, pause, stop, playback, and you can listen to your recording, and then you can cut, copy, and paste just like a word processor. So if I hit the record button, it automatically starts recording, and you can actually see the waves that are produced by the sounds through the microphone. And here you can go and you can play back. And you can edit just like you would. So maybe if I don't want this part here, I can go and I can edit, and you can cut it, delete it. If you cut, you can move it to another place. If you delete it, it completely disappears. You can actually repeat and copy and paste as well. And you can see how nice that is. In order for this to work, you're going to have to make a file, and you're going to have to save it as, in terms of exporting, an MP3. And this will allow you to save the file so that you can find it later. And you can name it something. Now, there's two different file versions that Google Slides can use. It can use MP3, and it can also use WAV files, WAV files. I like to use the MP3. It's pretty universal. And you'll have to name it. Usually I name it for my slides, so maybe right in slide 1, or maybe this is slide 5, whatever it is, and hit save. It'll save that particular one. You don't really need to have any other information when it asks you to do that, because all you need is the file itself. And then what you need to do is you need to take that file and upload it to Google Drive in order to access it in your slides. So let's take a look at that. Here you see my audio files for technology education, and I want to move that one created just now. It's file number 5. And all you have to do is click on it and drag it, and you can place it right into Google Drive, and it automatically uploads. That's very important because you're going to need to use that in order to insert it into your slides presentation. So now that it is in our Google Drive, we should be able to go and insert it. And it's been relatively just a few moments since we created that. So if we click on Recent, it'll help us find it. All right, here's our file. Click Select. Automatically imports it. Now you can make the settings. If you want to work whenever a student clicks on it, or if you want to have automatically when a student reaches that slide, click on automatic. You can have it looped, I usually leave it as stopped on slide change. That way, when they advance to the next slide, if they didn't need to hear that information, they can have it stop playing when they get to the next slide. And that should be that. That should work. Now, if you do this for the next slide, you have to make another audio file. So you want to make one audio file per slide in order to make this work. So that's pretty much it. The Quick Start Guide has a lot more detail for you to use, and you can share with others as you see fit.